Hey everybody, a good Thursday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. On the eve of Friday, which is on the eve of your weekend, we've got a lot to talk about and cover in today's 10 Weather Impact Show. Let's start with a quick look back before we look ahead, before we get to the snow and the cold to come. Look at what was around central Ohio earlier this morning throughout the early part of the day. This is from Quarry Trails Metro Park. We've seen light snow and flurries for a good part of the morning. Little, if any, of that has been sticking and not causing much of an impact, which is good news. You can see they're falling pretty lightly, not causing too much of a headache in that area or anywhere in central Ohio. And they're making things look and feel pretty much like the middle of winter, even though it's only the middle of December for much of central Ohio. And again, a good afternoon and thank you for joining us. We'll walk you through what to expect, but here are the headlines for your Thursday, which include the weekend and three things to keep in mind. There will be some snow possible early Friday, and much like real estate, location, location, location. I'll break that down for you coming up. Another shot of snow on Saturday. That is fair game. I don't care what your location is. You're going to get some snow. Talk about accumulation and timing on that coming up. And then following that system on Saturday, a brutal pocket of cold air coming in. Relatively speaking, it's not atypical for maybe the middle of winter, January or February, but it is arriving Sunday and Monday of next week. And again, we'll break that down for you too. Take a look outside as we get through the day today. We're seeing a few pockets of some snow showers, as you might expect. Anybody that spent any time in Ohio knows that the northern, especially northeastern parts of the state, always susceptible to a bit more snow. The lake effect snow there kind of enhanced, getting some moderate accumulations in the northeastern corner from Marion up to Cleveland, over toward Youngstown, and even down toward Cambridge, and then, of course, western Pennsylvania. A little lingering shot of some snow showers between Dayton and Chillicothe. Again, that's transient. It's moving along, so not terribly concerned about anything in terms of accumulation or trouble there. So good news. And the good news will continue for a good part of the evening, but then things begin to change. So while we are far from perfect on this Thursday, cloudy skies, lighter winds, not terrible out there. That's about as good as it gets for the short term, so keep that in mind too. If you have to go out this evening, no problems weather-wise. A little breezy, a little cloudy, a little cool. That 31 feels like 21, but even those winds this afternoon, about a third of what they were yesterday, and that is at least improvement. We'll take any bit of improvement that we can get. Now, tomorrow's forecast, pending with a broad brush, keeps it cloudy and cool, 26, 31, and 33. We will get above freezing. What's kind of hidden in between those pillars, 8, noon, and 4, are when we'll see that snow. It's more specifically where we will see that snow. Obviously, just looking at this map, we're taking the entire 10 TV viewing area into consideration, but focusing on that winter weather advisory for at least 2 of our counties. Down near Ross and Pike County, that starts late tonight and goes through about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that obviously draws your attention onto the other counties in purple, over toward Dayton, south of Dayton and towards Cincinnati, all the way down to the Ohio River. Because starting as early as midnight tonight, we're going to see some light snow showers coming back in. And to be clear on this, areas north of that dividing line, Mount Gilead, Bucyrus, Mount Vernon, Coshocton, Delaware, Marysville, Kenton, Zanesville, you're not going to see a flake. Areas to the south of that, specifically Ross and Pike County, you're going to see some snow and some accumulation too. Now we're looking at that broken area of snow showers quickly fading before sunrise tomorrow morning. But even that, it's going to be a little cold tomorrow morning in the 20s. So that snow will be lighter. It will be a little fluffier. So would not be hard pressed to get 1 or 2 inches across the southernmost parts of the viewing area. Everywhere else, a couple of flurries that last right along I-70 through about sunrise tomorrow morning. We'll get rid of the snow. We'll keep temperatures on the upswing moderately, back in the low to mid 30s by tomorrow afternoon. Then we turn our attention to Saturday. We're going to paint with a broad brush here specifically because it's still 2.5 days away. Saturday p.m., meaning midday, late morning, midday through the afternoon and evening, and the impact will be accumulating snow. We're also watching the timing of that, so we're giving you plenty of advance notice to be ready. I had to make sure that my daughter and wife had a snow brush in their car. I'd advise you do the same, shovel, and maybe even take a crack at using that leaf blower to kind of blow off some of that lighter fluffy snow. Bottom line, if you have plans in the second half of Saturday, you want to pay very close attention to our forecast. If you don't have plans, you probably should start making plans to have that comfort food, maybe that great crock pot recipe you've been waiting for. This is your chance for Saturday and for Sunday. Now we're breaking it down for you Saturday morning, showing a couple of things. Where you see that area of white and blue, that's snow, and where you see that darker blue, some moderate snow. That will come into play in a few hours Saturday. We're also showing you the wind direction, and that winds will eventually pick up and change direction, and that will be the catalyst for that huge drop in temperatures going through Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. First things first, let's time it out for you. Watch how fast that snow comes in. Now, the leading edge of that might be a little bit aggressive, meaning a little faster, because we're going to be relatively dry late tomorrow and into Saturday morning. But I do expect to see light to moderate snow showers, and watch as we go through time. Noon, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. That snow period, at least 4 to 6 hours of snow. So even at about a ½ inch accumulation per hour, that puts us at about 2 to 3 inches, in some spots a bit more. You'll also notice as we get through 10 o'clock in the night, two things happen. One, very clearly seeing that back edge of that persistent snow right along I-71. Again, that's 10 o'clock on Saturday night, but you'll also know, if you've been paying attention, look at these arrows. They're coming out of the north and northwest. That's a much colder breeze for you. That simply means that we're going to see that wind shift behind the snow. It's like a 1-2 punch. It's going to be brisk, it's going to be cold, it's going to be dry, and we're looking for that bitter cold settling in. Now, in terms of the snow showers and the accumulation, this is still looking at a shovelable, a plowable snow. The broom's probably not going to cut it. Even 2 inches off toward the north, upwards of 3 to 4 inches in spots, will be about the range. A 2 to 4 inch snowfall expected. Some folks may see a little bit less. I think that 2 inches is probably the floor as we get toward the ceiling side of things. Depending on if everything comes together, 5 inches plus, not out of the question, but those are the outlying solutions. So plan on 2 to 4 inches of snow. Saturday, it's going to take all day to accumulate from noon through about 5 or 6 o'clock. Once we get past that, then we're going to turn our attention to the cold. Look at these these are the high temperatures next 5 days. Our normal high is above 40 degrees. Not even close. And in fact, we're going in the wrong direction. Saturday, just shy of 30. We saw how windy and snowy and cloudy and cold it's going to be in the afternoon. Sunday's top temperature, 18. We don't get out of the teens on Sunday. Exceptionally cold there. Monday high of only 23 and Tuesday 32. On top of that, especially as we go through the weekend, looking at the bottom dropping out, these are the wind chill forecasts for you. Not terrible Friday to Saturday. Sunday, the wind chill at times will be at or below 0. Monday, single-digit wind chills in the morning, and then we'll see the winds relax and things kind of shake out a bit as we get through the middle of next week. Here's the forecast of 7-day 10 weather impact for you. Tomorrow, you saw those light scattered snow showers in the morning. The closer you are to Cincinnati and the Ohio River, the better chance you have of a bit of accumulation around much of the metro, Columbus area, and the surrounding counties, an inch or less. And most of that will be gone by sunrise tomorrow morning, and certainly by midday. Saturday, the flip side. We start off dry and watch the snow come back in by midday. That's why we have a 10 weather impact alert for the second half of your Saturday. Certainly leftover flurries still possible on Sunday. No additional accumulation expected. Same thing on Monday. Tuesday could be the best day of the bunch. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but 32 with some sun after what we're going through the next couple of days. We'll take it. Next chance of a slop storm, some rain or some snow, and temperatures between 35 and 40 degrees next Wednesday and Thursday. So a lot going on. We'll continue to break it down for you coming up through the course of the day and as we get into the weekend. But know that we're in for some pretty dicey weather, very active winter weather for the next 5 to 6 days. So with all that snow in our forecast, you'll more than likely have to do some shoveling as we head through the weekend. And it's important to do so while keeping your own health in mind. Thank you, McAllister reports from Minneapolis, where they get a lot of snow.
With a shovel here and a car scraping there, Minnesotans have a little more work to do.
I'm out here like an hour before I have to go to work because I have a feeling my car is going to get stuck. It's just been a rough winter.
Activity like this can cause your heart rate to rise more than you might think, according to a Hennepin healthcare cardiologist.
Shoveling is just more intense, both physically and aerobically, than many of the things we do in a regular day.
Causing some scary situations if not taken seriously.
Like any intense physical activity, shoveling can precipitate a heart attack.
Dr. Cole says this is a good measure to know if these warnings pertain to you.
If it would be hard to walk up a couple of flights of stairs, shoveling is probably too hard for them.
Now, Mayo Clinic says if you still have work to do, if you've got to get out and shovel yourself, remember to bend at your knees and not use your back as much. Maybe like, hopefully I demonstrate it right, a position like that. And that doing so won't put as much stress on your body.
I feel like Minneapolis hits its peak in the middle of winter.
But others think the complete opposite.
The snow has just been crazy. I have a little small car and it's been stuck once or twice.
Frankie McLister, WCCO News.
Now with this snow, it seems like there's going to be a lot of weather and time to hit the slopes, and that's great news. Snow trails in Mansfield open today, and those want to take in, head out to the snow. Let's get a live look at the resort's webcam this afternoon, and plenty to choose from. At the moment, we're looking at some active weather there, some snow flurries, the ski lifts, and a couple of folks taking advantage of that. I have to imagine once things get going under the lights, it will not be a bad evening at all to hit the slopes. For the snow tubing is expected to be available next week. The new resort needs to make just a little bit more snow there. Full season passes are still available. Of course, you can get a day ticket, but keep in mind buying that online in advance. Today's opening kicks off Snow Trail's 65th season, and their counterpart in Zanesfield, Mad River Mountain, that's going to open tomorrow, and both resorts will be open for the weekend. Now, if the slopes aren't your thing, the Easton Holiday Drone Show is taking place tonight. That's cool. It's at the Yard, and this year's show starts at 7 o'clock with an encore at 8:15. There'll be treats, yummy, costumed actors, and music and fun for the whole family. Now, with all this festive news, if you're looking to send a gift for the holiday season, you think fast. You might want to do that sooner than later, or you'll be paying a bit more to make sure your gift is delivered on time. Now, for the U.S. Postal Service, if you want that gift to arrive on or before Christmas Day, you need to ship it out by December the 17th. That's for Ground, Advantage, and First Class mail. But you have a bit longer for priority mail. If you want to send that package through FedEx, through Ground Economy, get that done by December the 15th. But get this. The company offers overnight and even same-day options through Christmas Eve. The earliest date you'll run into for UPS 3-day select is December the 19th. Check if you're doing ground shipping, because those dates vary by where the final destination of the package is. And speaking of deadlines, we're keeping an eye on the time left to fill our truck campaign. The holiday season 10 TV is teaming up with Mid-Ohio Food Collective and several community sponsors. For our new initiative, Fill the Truck, Feed the Kids, every dollar helps support meals for those who need the most. Just text the word FEED to 614-460-3345 and you'll get a link sent right to your phone. And it's really important to help fight hunger across all of Central Ohio, and your donation really helps. Now to another Christmas-themed story, taking care of the trees in transit. If you haven't got your Christmas tree yet, you got some time, but AAA wants to make sure that tree is secure before you take off. We don't want to have any Griswolds there. AAA reports that nearly a fifth of the people lose their tree during the drive. Megan Bragg with our sister station in Charlotte shares how to keep the tree on the roof of your car and off of the roads.
AAA urging people to be extra cautious when bringing home their Christmas tree. Tiffany Wright with AAA says making sure it's secure can make a big difference.
Trees are they become projectiles, and they can be quite dangerous. I mean, it doesn't even matter what size tree that you're transporting. They can all be dangerous.
Not having it secured properly can also damage your car or someone else's.
They really become just huge debris in the road, causing people to swerve, which can lead to a chain reaction. It can cause, quite the pileup.
Artificial trees in large boxes can also be a concern when bringing it home. When it comes to the best way to secure your tree, planning ahead can make a big difference.
If you know that you're going to be buying your tree, make sure that you have all the proper equipment, whether that be bungee cords, rope, whatever you need to secure your tree.
If you don't have the right equipment, make sure the place where you're buying your tree does and allows you to take it with you.
Now, turning now from winter weather to flooding in the northwest caused by an ongoing atmospheric river. Forecasters say they expect the dangers to continue at least into Friday, and as rescue efforts continue, first responders are still preparing for the worst. So far, crews have pulled several people and a dog from flooded homes and even a daycare. Now, all this flooding is being caused by that so-called atmospheric river in the sky, and it's causing the rivers on the ground to crest in Washington state. The potentially historic flooding is forcing thousands to evacuate. Amy Kiley reports on how the floods are devastating parts of the Pacific Northwest.
Officials are advising about 100,000 people to evacuate certain areas of Washington state. An atmospheric river is causing heavy rainfall, flooding, and mudslides.
The situation is extremely serious. The next few days are going to be very critical.
The governor says he declared a state of emergency since some rivers could reach historic levels. Video shows water rescues in multiple areas.
I found myself stuck on a little piece of land out there with my 4 cats. And had to wade through water up to my chest in order to get to dry land. It was very cold and very swift.
In south central Washington, Shelters are caring for some rescuees.
So what we're doing right now is we're providing obviously shelter beds, meals, dry clothes, a place for their pets.
Officials say at least 2 major mudslides have blocked parts of I-90. This Seattle area gas station is damaged.
It's a lot of sand.
And in Northwest Washington, sandbag volunteers are shoring up an old dike system along the Skagit River.
At a time like this, it's all hands on deck.
Forecasters say dangers will continue into Friday.
The impact on Washingtonians is significant now, and it's going to be significant in the coming days, and that is an understatement.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. First, an unassuming house in Rintland in the northwestern German state of Lower Saxony hides a bright and cheerful Christmas surprise behind its walls. The German family has again set the world record for the largest number of decorated Christmas trees in one place, 621 trees, as confirmed by the Record Institute for Germany earlier this December. The trees obviously fell all the entire house, including the bathroom, and the decorating process starts in June. The Jerry family has already broken the same record 6 times in the past. They've held the title from 2017 to 2021, and again 2023, 2024, and quite frankly, 2025. 621 trees. And that's something. It's a lot of holiday spirit there. And finally today, check out this. Move over, Rudolph. There's a new reindeer star this Christmas. Lars, the baby reindeer, has been hand-raised indoors in the UK. But he's ready to play his Christmas role if Santa comes calling. Lars, the baby reindeer, who clearly thinks he's a dog, obeys commands like a canine, and no wonder, as his first animal companions were the farm's dogs, he knows while outside is fun, indoors much cozier on a winter's day. Lars is just shy of 7 months old and has been hand-reared at that farm in England. Great story there. Ready for the big leagues. Just if you had that red nose, it would be a slam dunk. That's it today for your 10 Weather Impact update on the show. Coming up later tonight, I'll be back at 4 o'clock with an update at 4, 5, and 6, and again at 11 as we watch that winter blast heading our way over the next several days and into next week. Until then, be safe, have a good afternoon, and we'll see you in a few hours.